What's happening, fellas? It's me again. They hate me, that's why they give a fuck about me at the same time as always. JD Miles. The MGTOWs they love to hate, even the ones that claim everybody loves to hate them. Loves to hate MGTOW at the same time, which is why they keep us relevant to this day. And I'm back again. For tonight's topic of discussion, we need to address this bullshit right here. And which y'all see the title. Apparently, apparently, some some bozo wanted to challenge me on my stance when it comes to this diverting hate and the DHS bullshit that's happening. Okay, challenge accepted. I'm more than willing. In which he was saying that he's saying that but the red pill and the manosphere needs to be regulated. You call this regulation? Basically, y'all trying to silence us out here. I don't I don't think that's regulation. That is censorship. Oh, and before I forget, I'm gonna drop videos in the comment section of this because I'm gonna make examples, clear examples on this. You see, I don't know, I don't know who they been listening to or whatnot, or why do they think that we don't state our sources, even though there are times where I clearly state sources here, or why do they believe, or why do they want to hang on to a dead argument? The the fact of the matter is this. You see, the thing is, this ain't about diverting hate. It's about pushing a narrative. And I got all the receipts and evidence behind this. But of course, you got some who wants to play the dumb game. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about, this, that, and the third. I showed receipts. And unless you have something to counter those receipts, ev- what I state on the matter still stands. And no, I ain't trying to hear the mouth. I ain't trying to hear wordplay. Unless you have something to counter the facts that's been presented, you clearly don't have an argument. But since they want to hang on to all these claims so bad, allow me to destroy it altogether. They have this notion that everyone in the red pill and the manosphere thinks alike. That's far from it. And it's because of that their claims and their attempts constantly fail. And keep in mind, DHS been at the red pill and the manosphere since 2018, which is 6 years from now, 6 years ago. So many attempts ended up failing. And get this, this is the DHS's fourth attempt, fourth attempt, in which what they did was took $700,000 of taxpayer money to form this program called Diverting Hate. And keep this in mind, they've been this program been active since November of last year. So basically, they've been around for 6 months and only updated of March of this year, which means that despite their efforts, despite their efforts, they still they're still failing. Now instead of these ass kissers asking DHS and this diverting hate group, why Why is there no progress? They would rather sit back and pretend that, oh, everything's everything's gonna be okay, all this type of stuff. Man, let's dead the shit. The truth of the matter is the red pill and the manosphere is so complex. So basically they trying to turn a complex situation into an open and shut case. It's not that easy. Hence the term throwing the baby out with the bathwater. They're so busy trying to make all these blanket statements to the point that they're not even seeing the bigger picture. And as a result, I also I've remember my video about the Streisand effect. That will be that'll be in the comment section. Now, for those of you who don't know what the Streisand effect is when you try to oppress something or try to keep it hidden from the public. There's always going to be somebody or a group of people that is more determined to dig deeper into it and find out what exactly are they hiding. This is why there's a huge surge. This is why there's a huge surge in the red pill and the manosphere, despite what these idiots claim that, oh, the manosphere has been dead. God damn. They they want to say the manosphere is dead for so long, and they've been saying it for how many years? I mean, this shit reminds me of that Mac versus PC commercial. You know that Apple commercial where you had those two two gents. Hi, I'm Mac and I'm a PC. Yeah, you know that commercial. And I believe one one of the commercials was about the fact that you had PC claiming each and every year that it's better than app every model of the PC was better than Mac for each and every year. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, it's just like that. They constantly repeat themselves over and over again, and we can clearly see that what they're saying don't make any sense at all. If something is dead, would have been dead, of course. But that's how this situation is looking at the moment. That brings us to this situation. They be making these same old claims that the red pill, the mantra is dead for so many years to a point to where people are now numb to it. And instead of people standing against it, there's now a huge surge. These groups are now growing exponentially, and it makes them afraid. Then you got the ones who want to sit there and try to rally behind this, even though this attempt has failed countless of times. Mainly because they believe that if they get behind this, then that means that things is going to go back to the way they were. No, we're far behind all that. That's going to make us go back to the plantation. That's going to make things go back to the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Mm-mm. If anything, all that's going to do is make people rally behind it even harder. As my college instructor would say, every time when there's always some that's trying to sit there and trying to oppress, There's always going to be people that's going to double and triple down. They're going to stand behind it. They're going to fight tooth and nail, which is true. Especially, especially if the cause if the cause is justified. And we have yet to see any terroristic acts committed or violence from neither red pill or the manosphere. In fact, notice how desperately they tried to mix groups in together. That failed. Then they try to make it seem like, oh, these male spaces are part of Al Qaeda, and their claims is just completely idiotic. Some are so blinded by optimism that they paid too much attention to. How can I say this? They pay too much attention to all the positive outcomes. They don't pay attention to the drawbacks, the setbacks, and the cons. And it's because of this, they are completely blinded that oh, it's going to work. It's going to work. It has to work. But they don't pay attention to the negative side, the setback. What happens if it doesn't work? And this is why their attempts constantly fails. And on top of that, they have to understand this as well. This ain't this ain't a group where everybody thinks alike. This is the reason why their claims of it being a cult is failing because this group doesn't think on one accord, nor is there a leader. But the question everybody should be asking is, can you silence and censor a thought? No, you can't. And rather, I look at this as being no different than the communist, especially if the U.S. government is involved. And yes, we do have amendment rights to protect ourselves from the government, but apparently the government has their own way of believing they know what's best for the people, rather than the Constitution. So no, I'm not surprised, not at all, that they planning yet another attempt. But I be on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, X, Instagram, TikTok, just about each and every social media. Well, mine is TikTok. And all those spaces that they claim that they are diverting, they still there, they still active. People are still tuning in. So where is the diverting hate? So where is the diverting part come from? Oh, I forgot. They pulled their ad. And as I've been told, oftentimes situations like this do more good to the opposition than harm. And they wonder why, even to this day, they have yet they have yet to stop it. And that's a fact. But nevertheless, I said what I had to say. I'm done addressing the BS, and I'm out this bitch. Later.